Microphone 2.
Mr. Commander, Ruth Higgins, delegate from Maryland. Mr. Commander, since the rules of this convention have been suspended, I move that the nominations for the office of National Vice Commander be made from the floor for this convention.
Is there a motion before us that nominations for the office of National Vice Commander be made from the floor? Hearing a second, the motion is non-debatable and requires a 2/3 vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. I now will entertain nominations for the office of National Vice Commander from the floor. I now recognize microphone 1.
Mr. Commander, John Aldrich, delegation from California. Mr. Commander, I request that you recognize James Segura for the purpose of a nomination for the office of National Vice Commander.
The chair does recognize a delegate from California.
Good morning! I am so proud to be here, believe me, to meet with my old friends, say hello, get new friends. But today, I am on a mission. To Commander C. Schaefer, national officers, guests, and my fellow Legionnaires, delegates to this convention, I am Jim Higuera, a past National Vice Commander and a duly elected delegate to this convention representing the Golden State of California. Today I have the honor and privilege to nominate a Legionnaire of the greatest repute for a National Vice Commander representing the West. However, you must allow me to humbly tell you about him. Our California Legionnaire earned his eligibility for membership in the American Legion with his honorable service in the United States Navy. During Vietnam, and retired as a senior chief petty officer. Our candidate has been a member of the American Legion for what has been a very busy and dedicated 31 continuous years. Please graciously grant me a moment to tell you a little bit about his accomplishments and continued dedication to our many programs. He has served at all levels of the American Legion with distinction, and every one of you know the level of commitment one must have to get to that level. Excuse me. But here are only a few. He's been a past post adjutant for 15 years, charter member of YOLO Squadron 77, Sons of the American Legion, and has been adjutant of that squadron since its inception. As a district first vice commander, his membership program led to the district being one of the only of 4 districts within the department to exceed 100% goal for that year. Excuse me again. Today, that membership program to the department, and as department commander, his membership program has resulted in the Department of California finishing in 5th place at the national membership with over 111%. He has served 15 years at various levels and continues to serve California Boys State Program as its director, a position that he has held for at least 5 years. He is a member of the department's training committee and as such participated as the facilitator of California American Legion College. And here, one I know well will be well appreciated. He is a certified parliamentarian, certified by the National Association of Parliamentarians, and has served as department parliamentarian and national parliamentarian for the Sons of the American Legion. Finally, yes, During those 31 years, he has served at the national level, National Security Council, National Americanism Council, and membership and post activities. This man is known for his commitment, dedication to our American Legion, but to his family, especially his grandchildren. There is no place on earth that our candidate would not travel to be a part of their life's moments. The American Legion family from the Department of California humbly requests your support of our endorsed candidate for National Vice Commander for the West, the Honorable Gary Leach. Thank you.
At this time, I recognize microphone 2.
Mr. Commander, Paul Hassing, delegate from Minnesota. Mr. Commander, I request that you recognize Tom Schottenbauer for the purpose of a nomination for the office of National Vice Commander.
The chair does recognize the delegate from Minnesota. You can clap.
Good morning. Air Force veteran Jim Kellogg, a 47-year life member of the American Legion family, member of Post 146 in Adams, Minnesota. He and his wife Brenda, of 43 years, have 4 children, all American Legion family members. Brenda has served as unit president on the 1st District committees, and sadly, she is a member of the Gold Star family, having lost her twin brother, uncle, cousins in action. Their son Ed serves as squadron commander. Their daughter Luann is a dual Legion and Auxiliary member. She has served as First District Honorary Auxiliary Junior President and currently serves on the Department's Softball Committee. She is also a life member. Jim is also a life member of the DAV, the VFW, the Knights of Columbus. He's a member of the 40 and 8 American Legion Past District and Past Department Commanders Club, Past Department Historians Club, and Anavicus. Their 12 grandchildren are all members of the American Legion family in Minnesota and in Illinois. Jim has served as his post home in several offices, including commander, and currently serves on the executive board. At district level, he has served as several offices, including commander, and currently serves on the steering committee and resolutions chairman. At the department level, he has served in several offices and committees, including department commander, chair of the Brain Science Foundation, was also on the Hospital Association, and currently serves as chairman of the National Security and Foreign Relations Committee. At the national level, he currently serving on the National Security Council. Last fall, he was humbled and honored to be selected by the Minnesota American SAL detachment as Legionnaire of the Year. The Kellogg family is service-oriented family and proud to be one. Jim also serves on the County Board of Soil and Water Conservation, Corn and Soybean Growers Association. If elected, Jim will make an excellent choice for the Department of Minnesota and the national organization to serve as National Vice Commander 2024-25. I'm proud to nominate Jim Kellogg for the office of National Vice Commander from the Department of Minnesota. Thank you for your kindness, and God bless America.
chair now recognizes mic 1.
Mr. Commander, Larry Bishop, delegate from New Jersey. Commander, I request that you recognize Gene O'Grady for the purpose of nomination for the office of National Vice Commander.
The chair does recognize the delegate from New Jersey.
National Commander CEO for National Adjutant Rowland, past national commanders, distinguished guests, and fellow delegates. It is my honor and privilege to come before you today to place into nomination a dedicated and highly motivated Legionnaire for the high office of National Vice Commander Chuck Robbins. I am Eugene O'Grady, the alternate National Executive Committeeman for the Department of New Jersey, and I'm a delegate to this convention. Chuck earned his eligibility in the American Legion through his honorable service in the United States Army from 1975 to 78, serving proudly with the 3rd Infantry Division and the 18th Airborne Corps. Chuck joined the American Legion in 1986 and has been actively involved ever since. Chuck has held many offices and earned numerous accolades during his 38-year American Legion career, including post commander, county commander, where he attained 100% membership, and department commander. Over his Legion career, he has served on or chaired many department committees to include National Security, New Jersey Boys State, Americanism, American Legion Baseball, and served as our New Jersey Centennial Committee chairman. He is in the forefront of the Buddy Check program in New Jersey, and his Be the One Suicide Awareness Walks over the past 4 years have brought attention to the awareness of veteran suicide issue all along our great state. On a national level, Chuck has served as the alternate National Executive Committeeman, the National Executive Committeeman, and has served on several national commissions and councils to include National Security, the Citizens Flag Alliance, Media and Communications, and the Centennial. In his civilian career, Chuck works for the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs of New Jersey. As the assistant to the New Jersey Deputy Commissioner of Veterans Affairs and serves as the department's outreach coordinator. Every day is Veterans Day to him, and not a day goes by where he doesn't do something for one of his fellow veterans, including advocating for his fellow veterans' behalf regularly. He's the patriarch of a 100% American Legion family, as well as a Blue Star family. His wife, Nancy, a past unit and county auxiliary president, and his 5 children, 11 grandchildren, and 4 great-great-children are all Legion family members. He resides in Toms River, New Jersey, near the Jersey Shore, and is an avid sportsman who enjoys everything the ocean and the bay have to offer, as well as golfing and fishing and coaching and teaching youth sports. Our candidate is a people person, a visionary and a leader, one who, when taking on a test, follows through to see it through to fruition. To him, everyone in the American Legion family is important. And no matter how much or how little they may do, and in his travels, he always finds the time to thank everyone for being a member of the greatest veterans service organization around, the American Legion. This while ensuring the sacrifices made by so many in our wars and conflicts are never forgotten. He is truly dedicated to the ideals and beliefs that are the core of our great organization and has played a key role in ensuring the community he lives in knows who the American Legion is and what we all are about. Comrades, this motivated and dedicated Legionnaire is Charles Chuck Robbins. Therefore, as a duly elected delegate to the 105th National Commander of the American Legion from the Department of New Jersey, I am honored to nominate him as our candidate for National Vice Commander 2024-25, and I encourage and charge you to cast your vote in support of your fellow Legionnaire, my friend and mentor, Charles Chuck Robbins. Thank you.
At this time, I recognize microphone 2.
Mr. Commander, Jim Quam, delegate from South Carolina. Mr. Commander, I request that you recognize Jimmy Hawk for the purpose of a nomination for the office of National Vice Commander.
The chair does recognize the delegate from South Carolina.
Good afternoon. Thank you, National Commander, national officers, past national commanders, my fellow Legionnaires and guests. My name is Jimmy Hawk, past Department Commander, past Department Adjutant from the great state of South Carolina. As a delegate to the 105th National Convention, it is indeed an honor for me to nominate and introduce you to a Legionnaire that graduated from the Palmer College with a BA associate degree with a major in business administration and a minor in computer science. He is also the owner and runs a tax consultant business. He is married to Letha Ann Prevette of Hamlet, North Carolina for over 23 years. They have 6 children, 12 grandchildren, and 8 great-grandchildren. He earned his eligibility for membership in the American Legion through honorable active service in the United States Air Force from February 1962 to February 1968. He served in Southeast Asia, in Thailand and Vietnam in 1964 and 1965. He served also in the South Carolina State Guard, 3rd Brigade, General Staff from 2000-2012, and retired at the rank of Lieutenant Colonel. He is a 26-year member of the American Legion and a Puffle member of the American Legion Ralph H. Johnson Post, number 147 of James Island, South Carolina. He has been accredited by numerous organizations, the National Fire Academy Association, the Emergency Management Institute, FEMA Introduction of Incident Command Systems, delegate to the U.S. Global Leadership Coalition, served as the United States Naval Special Investigator for Equal Employment Opportunity, the American Legion Extension Institute, the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, Office of General Counsel, and the American Legion and South Carolina Department of Veterans Affairs. At the community level, Salvation Army Advisory Board as a member and chairman for the past 6 years. The Sumter Guards of South Carolina, Adopted Guardsmen Foundation of South Carolina and its executive board. Local Food Bank, volunteer. Selected to the National Softball Players Association Hall of Fame in 2007. Selected to the National Senior Softball Association Hall of Fame in 2009. But you know, he still finds time to volunteer at the Ralph H. Johnson VA Medical Center. In addition, he is the recipient of the Order of Silver Crescent, the state of South Carolina's most prestigious service award. It was recognized and established as a remarkable single achievement or action for an individual's community service and volunteerism on a local level. As you can tell by his local, community, and national achievements, he is dedicated in serving others and our veterans. He retired as Deputy Director, Charleston County Veterans Affairs Office, and that seems to work well as he travels around to speak with veterans about concerns and issues that they might have. He has served the department in various positions at the post, department, and national levels. He has worked his way up the ladder in the department. For example, at the post level, member of the Post Executive Committee, Post Legislature of the Legionnaire of the Year and Legislative of the Year in 2014, Post Membership Chairman, South Carolina Recruiter of the Year in 2014, Post Finance Officer, Post Judge Advocate, and at the department level, the American Legion Gold Brigade Award winner in 2014 and 2015, member of the Constitution and Bylaws Committee, member of the Finance Committee, legislative liaison representative to Congress for numerous congressional members, member of the Veterans Education and Other Benefits Subcommittee as chairman, member of the Department Executive Committee, Department District Commander, and Department Commander from 2015 to 2016. At your national level, National Security Commission,
National Legislative Commission, served as alternate National Executive Committeeman, National Executive Committee liaisons to the National Legislative Commission, National Executive Committee liaisons to the National Americanism Committee, and is currently serving as our National Executive Committeeman. In closing, as I've gotten to know Joe over the years, he understands the first 4 words of our preamble, for God and country. It meant a lot to our forefathers, and it means a lot to him. As South Carolina's motto states, while I breathe, I hope, resonates for South Carolinians. He breathes and hopes for the veterans and their families, as well as for this great organization. As we give thanks to all veterans, past and present, that gave us the right to be here today, free and under one flag, still serving America and this great organization. Therefore, today, I present to you a man that the American Legion Department of South Carolina proudly endorses, Joseph A. Joe Lysate, to the office of National Vice Commander for 2024-2025. Thank you, Mr. Commander.
I now recognize microphone 1.
Mr. Commander, Jim Johnson, delegate from Wisconsin. Mr. Commander, I request that you recognize past National Commander Denise Rohan for the purpose of a nomination for the office of National Vice Commander.
Just for you, Jim. The chair now recognizes this delegate from Wisconsin. I believe we know her name.
Thank you very much. I'll do my best now. Mr. Commander, past national commanders, national officers, fellow delegates, Legion family members, it is an honor to stand before you to place into nomination the name of someone who has not only been one of my mentors for more than 20 years, but I am so proud to be able to call him my friend. He served in the United States Army from 1971 to 73 as part of the 88th Ordnance Detachment. He has been a Legion member since 1972 and is a paid-up-for-life member of the Coon Valley American Legion Post 116. When asked why he first joined the American Legion, he said it was expected in his community. If you were in the military, of course you joined the American Legion. He also wanted to honor his 3 uncles who served in World War II. And another reason he joined was because he played Legion baseball in high school, and he felt obligated to give back. And he's been giving back ever since. He has served in all the usual offices at the post, county, district, and department level, to include being our department commander in 1997 to 98. This man has something very special in his heart that keeps him giving back to the American Legion and to his community. When you look at him, I see the 3 C's of a true servant leader: competence, character, and commitment. And he continually sets examples for all Legionnaires to follow, empowering them to move forward. After serving as the department commander, he returned to his post, his county, and his district to volunteer wherever needed. Now, whether that was doing paperwork as a finance officer or mashing potatoes in the kitchen, you name a task, and I'm sure he would roll up his sleeve and get it accomplished. He has served over 20 years on the National Convention Commission, where many of you may have come to know him as the voice of the Color Guard competition and the band contest. Once you get to know him, you will be able to pick out his laugh and his voice amongst hundreds of others. And there's a good chance, just a little chance, that he might have a joke or two up his sleeve to share with you. He has been the Department of Wisconsin's American Legion baseball and now softball commissioner for over 11 years and was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame last year. One of the things that he likes to teach the players is to win with class and lose with dignity. He is a mentor who is willing to offer encouragement, advice, and praise to his fellow Legion members, his teams, well, just about anybody. He is a great listener, and he seems to come up with solutions that make all sides feel as if they won. He knows the way, he goes the way, and he shows the way. He and his wife Sandy celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary last year. They have 2 children, Nikki and Eric, and 5 grandchildren. His family has always supported him in his Legion career. The Department of Wisconsin endorsed him for National Vice Commander during its 99th annual convention in July of 2017. As a delegate to this convention from the Department of Wisconsin, it is with great pride that I nominate Roger P. Matheson from the Department of Wisconsin for the high office of National Vice Commander of the American Legion for the year 2024 to 25, and I ask for your support. Thank you.
I now recognize microphone 2.
Mr. Commander, Dakota Tolbert, delegate from Illinois. Mr. Commander, I move that nominations for the office of the National Vice Commander be closed.
We have a motion that nominations for the office of National Vice Commander be closed. Let me finish. You Florida people, I tell you. Oh boy. The second, I heard it. Hearing a second, the motion is non-debatable and requires a 2/3 vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. The chair now recognizes microphone 1.
Mr. Commander, Bo Durham, delegate from North Carolina. Mr. Commander, I move that the National Adjutant be authorized to cast 1 vote 5 times for the entire delegate strength of this convention, and that the 5 candidates, Gary Leach, James C. Kellogg, Charles Robbins, Joe A. Litzka, Roger Matheson, be elected National Vice Commanders by acclamation.
That's a way to go, Bo.
Hoorah, sir.
We have a motion that the National Adjutant be authorized to cast 1 vote 5 times for the entire delegate strength of this convention, and that the nominated 5 candidates, Gary B. Leach, James Kellogg, Charles Chuck Robbins, Joseph Lysick, and Roger P. Matheson be elected National Vice Commanders by acclamation. Is there a second? Hearing a second, the motion is non-debatable and requires a 2/3 vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. I now call on the National Adjutant.
As the National Adjutant for the American Legion, I cast 1 vote 5 times, with each representing the entire delegate strength of this convention, for Gary Leach, James Kellogg, Charles Chuck Robbins, Joseph Lysick, and Roger Matheson for the offices of National Vice Commander of the American Legion.
With that said, I declare Gary B. Leach, James Kellogg, Charles Chuck Robbins, Joseph Lysick, and Roger P. Matheson as elected National Vice Commanders of the American Legion. Will the new National Vice Commanders come to the platform to be introduced and sworn in? At this time, I am honored to swear you into your newly elected office as a National Vice Commander. You know you will uphold the trust that has been placed in you by the comrades who nominated and supported you and the convention delegates that elected you. I trust you will fulfill every obligation required of you. I challenge you to familiarize yourselves with the duties of your office and carry them out with the same spirit from which the American Legion was founded. The welfare, success, and integrity of this great organization, this family, depends on you as you travel into the departments and throughout this country, promoting the mandates of the American Legion as approved by the National Convention and the National Executive Committee. It is your duty to protect the good name of the American Legion with the people of our great nation that you meet as you travel. Help them to know the Legion's purposes and policies. Remember the 4 pillars that motivate us as members to serve this nation. As you serve, always remember there is no rank, for we all serve as equals. We all are aiming for the same goals, the ideals of justice, freedom, and democracy, and loyalty. This means you should always employ the cardinal principles of the American Legion to all of those that we serve. The rehabilitation of all disabled veterans, the care of those who now suffering from wounds, disease, and want, to include the care of their family members. The education of our children, educating citizens on the ideals of true Americanism, maintaining a strong national defense. In your travels representing the American Legion, always practice these 4 pillars in your promotion that is of service to the community, state, and nation. At this time, gentlemen, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and state your name, do solemnly pledge myself to perform faithfully and impartially the duties of the office of the American Legion I am about to assume. And I further pledge I will uphold the principles outlined in the National Constitution and the preamble of the American Legion to service that is in service to our veterans and their families, their communities, state, and nation. And I further pledge that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, and that I do not subscribe to the principles of any foreign government or group opposed to our form of government. So help me God. Congratulations. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big American Legion round of applause for your newly elected National Vice Commanders. At this time, I now call on past National Commander David K. Rabine to present the colors to our incoming National Commander.